Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Sunday, July 6th. Welcome. It has been a hot minute. I think it's been 3 weeks, which is fantastic for somebody who was going to record every day. I promise I'm going to try to get better. Anyway, I have a light over there, but it keeps going out. I don't know why. So I don't know what's up. Anyway, we'll just ignore that for now. It is around 6 o'clock in the evening, a little after. If you hear noise, it's thundering out there. It's rained for 3 days straight. We've had a reprieve most of today, but the radar says there's more coming, and there is chaos and awfulness going on all around us. We have been spared, but those same places, right now, they are getting more rain, which is just awful. I feel so for them. But we're not going to talk about it because this is about fun things. Anyway, let's see. I had a list. I think I buried it. I do try to write things down a little bit so that I don't forget what's been going on. First and foremost, for the bee cross-stitch piece giveaway, which I would show you right now if I was aware of where it is. I'll need a hot minute to find it. For the bee themed giveaway, the winner was, and in my Southern Girl, I would say it's Anna Jane 9013. There you go. Wow, my writing's horrible. Anyway, that's who won. I will put my email address in the description part. So if you will email me your address, I will get everything together and get it sent out to you. I will need a minute because, like I said, I have no idea where that pattern is, and there are other things that I've got to go with it that I need to get all gathered up. Regardless, send me your address. I'm going to have to, I know at some point, at least pause, if not stop, because I have dinner in the oven and I will have to go check on it and get the other part made. I figured I can do about 30 minutes right now, and I will try to do the rest later, but if not, I'll do it tomorrow. Whatever, right? I have to show you this picture of Ryan. Addison sent me this picture, and I said, "Why are you making that poor baby cry?" And she said he's not crying, that she told him to say cheese. and that's his let's get a photograph face. Truth be told, his mother was much like that. We have about 1 million pictures with her making horrible faces, but oh well. I think we can get to, I was going to look up and see how many whips that I've touched so far, because I'm trying to do all of them this year, but I didn't do that. So we're not going to go over that. I guess we can just get started on what I have worked on. So, I'm sorry, I haven't pulled any of these out. The Sweet Stitching Club, I worked on the June Sweet Stitching. This was a start since I saw you the last time. And a finish. I actually these are all the called for colors. I went and bought them all. I bought the colors for June. I bought the colors for the July, and I bought all of these 700 series colors and 800 series colors to fill in my Paul Vaughn, the monthly stitches that I'm doing. Y'all, I spent like $50 on floss. Anyway, I got this one finished. Obviously, like I said, not in time for June, but I think it's pretty cute. And I started July. I think it's pretty cute too. And I was babysitting Ryan. I started this one, and I got all of this part down here done, and I think the bucket and stairs, and started on that the pink stripes while I was babysitting Ryan. He had hand, foot, and mouth. Couldn't go to school, so I went and mostly we played all day. But anyway, so here's my start on July. I felt like that was a pretty good start. So yes, we played all day. He didn't have a really bad case of it, which is good. He had a few of the blisters and stuff, but not a ton. And then I worked on, I shouldn't say then, because these are not in order at all. Sorry, my nose itches. We just went to the cigar lounge, and for whatever reason this time it killed me. My sinuses, I can feel it all around my eye, and my nose is itching, and my ears hurt. It's a lot of fun. Y'all should come. Actually, I love going there. It's so laid back and just chill, and Dax and I just like going and hanging out. So my nobody knows my name. One of the owners calls me Fireball because I bring him Fireball. It's Fireball and her husband. Anyway, I worked on Count Your Blessings by Stony Creek. And I have a finish. Hooray. Obviously, I have not ironed it. There are like some little flowers, these up here at the top. I decided not to put those in because I was, sorry, that's the back. I was okay with the blank space up there. I didn't want it so crowded. But this right here, it costs for fancy floss. I pulled out just a variegated brown that I had from some stuff I bought from an estate auction. It is, actually it doesn't say, I'm guessing it's DMC 105. That's the variegations of the brown. I didn't want the really light parts, so I kind of fussy cut it so that I didn't, because it goes all the way to like ecru, and so I fussy cut it to just get the darker parts. But regardless, it's a finish and I'm so happy. I have to look and see. I think that with those two, that gets me to 10 or 11. 10 finishes this year. And I'm not mad about it at all. I had a new start because, you know, we're doing them all. You know, I told y'all about that big spider, the one that was like the size of a hermit crab. He has disappeared. I'm thinking something came along and ate him. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, this doesn't show all of them, but out of crossstitching.com, oh no, sorry, the World of Cross Stitching magazine. Their website is crossstitching.com. I was looking to see if they have, if there's a date on here. I don't see one. Anyway, it's these letters, with the alphabet and bunnies. And I'm going to spell out Easter. That is the intention. But there you go. I start, because I prefer to stitch from the right across to the left, I started with the R. And this is being, I don't usually tell you this because I don't usually know, but the sticker's on there. This is a lamb's wool 32 count. I'm doing 2/2. So it's a big long piece. I'm probably going to do a drum, probably, but we'll see. We'll see. I have plenty of time to decide because it's, 100 and it's, I think this was one of my newer starts, so it's like 170-ish. I haven't counted. I have no idea, but it's way down the line. I worked on one of my mania pieces, Hey Heifer. My zipper was getting stuck. It's in a bag that I made with a zipper that's too short, because see, the bag's this long, but I was dying to make it. My zipper's only this long. It's got like a white, yellow and white check on the inside. Nope, this is what it looks like. Hey Heifer by Dirty Annie's. I am doing it on a gray 32 count. It's like the plaid stuff. Oh, I can hear the rain. The rain has started. I got like half of the border done for Mania when it was a new Mania start. And so I completed the border, obviously put in Hey Heifer, and you can see it's got legs. It only has 2 hoofs so far, but it has 4 legs. So it's pretty cute. And I'm not using the colors that were called for. I just grabbed a dark pink and a red and white and a black, and we'll just figure it out as we go. We went out a couple of weeks ago with some friends, and we met at a place and had like appetizers and a drink, and it was hot, so we were sitting in the beer garden, which they have, like, we were in New Braunfels. They have an outside thing, a beer garden, and an inside restaurant. And the beer garden is like the outside thing, but closed in, and so it was pretty hot in there. And so we went there, and like I said, had appetizers and a drink, and then we moved on, and we went to a bowling alley bar. It's New Braunfels Social Club, and they are the opposite of where we were before, because they had the AC set at about 10 degrees in Fahrenheit, so it was super cold in there. And again, we had appetizers and some drinks, and then we wandered around and we went into another bar. These are all in close proximity to each other. We went into it was supposed to be like a dueling pianos place, but it was a piano player and a drum player, and it was a very small place, and they had the music turned up like they were playing in a coliseum for 100,000 people. So you couldn't even hear each other. So we went and sat out on the patio to finish our drinks, and then we went and found someplace else. In the other place, they played a lot of 90s country music, which was perfect for the 4 of us that were there. We were all very happy with it. It wasn't very crowded. A great place for the old people. All of the young people were at the other places. But they have a basement in there, and we were like, well, what's down in the basement? So our friend Ron went and asked and checked it out. And it was a tiki bar. Now, when I think tiki bar, basement never comes to mind. But it must have been popular, or it was very small and they could only let like 10 people in because it was at its limit. And we didn't get to see the basement tiki bar. Maybe next time. Out of your welcome, Cross My Heart ink. Looks like this. I'm doing this one, but I'm doing it like more like this with the more muted colors than that one. Because you know I love my welcomes. So here we are. Looky there, y'all. We've got an M and an E. Maybe I should just leave it like that and be like, no, it's about me. Just me. I work on this one generally when I spin my little wheels. Some of the options are holidays. And if it comes up on a holiday, I stitch my oldest whip for that holiday. And for 4th of July, that's what this one's for. This is my oldest whip that I would call 4th of July. I'm just noticing many of my bags over here are upside down. Let's do a couple more, and then I probably need to go check the food. We're having meatloaf for dinner. I worked on Autumn at Sinking Creek. And I'm getting way far along. This is just on a piece of 18 count Charles Craft. I'm going to guess that it's like, you know, ecru or something. I don't see the color on here right off the bat. Anyway, we're just all in sky. Just skies. But it's amazing to me because, right, you have I'm over here, the turbulent skies, and it's actually, they look like turbulent skies. Yeah, I stink so bad. I can smell myself from the cigar lounge. When we got home, Dax took off the t-shirt he was wearing, and he's like, what does this smell like? And I said, it smells like the cologne you put on before we left. Which, even when he put it on, he's like, I don't know why I'm doing this. We're going to a cigar lounge. Why put on cologne? But now he's going to try to market it as a smoke repellent so that you can go to the cigar lounge and not smell like anything. I'm trying to remember what it was. For Father's Day, I got him a subscription to, no, I was going to say Scentsy, and that's not it. It doesn't matter. It's whatever, where you get the little things every month for the different, I only ever see it marketed for perfumes, but they also sell men's cologne. So I got him that so he can try different ones. The one he put on today was Dolce & Gabbana. The one for men, I think is what it's called. It smells pretty good. And apparently it repels cigar smoke. I also worked on the CPA stamp. Let me get that thread off. And this time, I think last time I had the C, so I put in the P and the A. And I started backstitching that white border so that you can actually kind of see, but it only backstitches on the top. But at least it kind of shows up a little bit. Okay, I have to go check and see how the meatloaf looks. And if it's coming along, then I got to get the potatoes made. So I'll be right back. And we're back. It's still July 6th, whatever it was before. I finished cooking dinner. We ate. I changed into more comfortable clothes that don't smell like cigars because it was giving me, my headache was coming back. It had started going away, but it was coming back. So I changed. And quite frankly, I think it was sometime in January, Dina at Half Stitch Cross Stitch had posted the earrings that she got this year that she had to wear all day. And they were chickens in boots with little dangly legs. And she was saying that that was the only time that you would see those because she was putting them up and never wearing them again. But, Dina, I think that you can wear them again. You just need to go get you some chicken britches like mine. Look at there. You can have chickens all over you. Give it some thought, Tina. Then you can wear your earrings all the time. Now, to be fair, I don't generally leave the house in these, but still. Okay. More cross stitch. Shelly at It's Only Stitching and I are doing a stitch along from the, I have it written down, keepsake calendar for 2017. And if you want to hashtag it, I almost never manage to get around to posting on Instagram. I think about it a lot, but I just don't generally get there. But if you want to hashtag it, it's Keepsake Calendar 2017 Sal. This is the one that I am working on. Shelly and I are both flying through this. If you've watched me for very long, you know that's just not true. And Shelly couldn't find hers for a long time. So anyway, I did work on this one a little bit. I think, I don't know, maybe this was in the last Flosstube. I'm feeling like it was. Like I finished that and did this down here in the last one. So maybe I just reached too far back in the little box and I shouldn't have pulled it out at all. I don't know. I worked on, I think I call this one Life is Wonderful. I don't know. I gave it a name. I made up a name. This was in a kit, in a bunch of things that Cherry Smith had sent to me, a box full of things some time ago, and I'm just working my way through some of them. But this time I worked on the word perfect. We're not quite, it's not perfect, but there you go. I also worked on, I think this one is, yeah, Design Works. It's called Native American Fashion. Apparently I call it Native Dress. I'm apparently making up names for everything that I do. Anyway, that's what it looks like. That light's just not going to stay on. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know what the deal is, but it's irritating me. Anyway, here's where we are. This time I filled in all of this buckskin color in here, and then like the red and everything in there. I might have actually filled in the blue too. I think I only had those lines coming down. So anyway, it was fun. I didn't want to stop working on it. That's kind of how I feel about pretty much everything, which is a good thing, right? If I don't want to quit, I can get my pattern back in here with this one. I'll show you this before my phone kicks me out. I did the a table runner swap in a, it was supposed to be scrap fabric and a little scrappy group on Facebook. Anyway, I don't participate in many of them, but maybe about once a year I will sign up for one. Anyway, this is what I made. It's English paper piecing, little flowers, and this is like a denim fabric, and I quilted it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to adjust the color to make it look better on here. Yeah, it seems to just get worse. Maybe that's a little bit better. And I quilted the denim part and then sewed the flowers. They're all sewn together, but then I stitched it down onto there. That was my part in it, and I'll show you what I got. And this is the one that she sent me, and I think it's absolutely adorable. It's got little fancy stitching that matches the fabric on the back. Wish the colors were better. I just think it is so bright and cheerful, all of the colors, and I have been waiting to get out here and record this video so that I can go and put it on my entry table, because it is, I just think it looks so bright and happy. So that's where it's going to reside. I already have one here. So I thought that was really cute. I have to cut on my squares here. They're not squares, I guess. They're hexies. I really liked the way that the one I did turned out, so I'm thinking I should make one for myself, and the way I work, I will just get right on that. From A Cross Stitch Christmas, Joyful Tidings. I don't know how old this one is. I'm going to say it's 2017 or something. We're looking. Pages are stuck together. Yep, 2017. This is the front. I am making this stocking for Jacob, my son-in-law, but not like that at all. It's the same concept, but anyway, I did work on it. I filled in some more on that half ornament right there. It's this one, I believe. Yes. Should be. Anyway, I love the way it's looking. We'll see if I beat it. I mean, I have beads that I think will be a good match for it, but we'll see what I think when I get it done. So far, I'm kind of liking it. I mean, I'm putting in stitches where the beads go so that there aren't blank spots. And if I decide to beat it, I can beat over the stitch. That's not a big deal. So we'll see. Was it last week? No, it was the week before. Weekend before last. I was making something. A jalapeno cheese beer bread. Was I making that the last time I recorded? I don't even remember. It's sometime in the past. And the butter that you put in there, when the bread rose, it dumped the butter into the bottom of my oven, and which started smoking. And, you know, of course I took the bread out. I thought I cleaned it all up. And a few days later, I was cooking something in the oven. I don't know. I'm standing in the kitchen. Kirsten's talking to me, and she's like, there's a fire in the stove. There's a fire in the oven. So, yes, the butter had ignited, and there were flames. And so, of course, we had to turn it off and get the smoke out, had to open up the windows, and it was enough smoke that I had to like put fans in the windows to pull the air out because I was afraid it was gonna make the smoke alarm go off. After it cooled, I cleaned it again, and then it still kept smoking. It took it days to stop smoking. It was awful, yeah. So now I have PTSD and I twitch every time I turn the stove on. I have a little spark of panic. It's always a lot of fun living in this house, y'all. From Stony Creek Collection, I worked on a bushel and a peck. And I haven't made it terribly far yet. This time when I was working on it, I filled in all of this here, which is right here on the basket, at the bottom of the basket. I feel like I need to probably come over here and do a little bit of the back stitch instead of saving it all for last, because it's a Stony Creek. There's a fair amount. And I worked on Celtic Welcome, which Dawn at Frosty X Stitch sent to me because she cannot handle the fact that Solitude is so brown and so drab. So she sent this to me with lots of color and a welcome. And I keep it in this adorable Snoopy bag from So Much to Love that Millie Ellie Stitches sent to me. Isn't it cute? The inside has little hearts. I love it. Anyway, so here's this, and this goes like this. So this is the band across the top, and I came down to the L in welcome. Counted it about 3 times. Try to make sure I'm correct. I filled in a bunch, like in here, inside these little things I filled in, and then brought some of these colors out here, and then dropped down and did the L. It's very pretty. I'm actually surprised that it doesn't have, that it's just DMC and like these gold colors aren't in Krynic or Petite Treasure Bright or whatever, that it doesn't have beads and all of that, because it is very fancy looking. I worked on, out of Leisure Arts Celebrations to Cross Stitch and Craft, Christmas 1991. I worked on this white Santa. I don't know if that's his name, but that's what I have named it. And here he is. This is probably before it brightens up, the best representation of the color of the fabric that's had so far. But I am down here below the halfway point now, so I got the tree filled in. This time I worked mostly on getting all of this filled in. It was only partially, like the page break is about right here. And, you know, just coming down, that's just what it's going to be from now on, filling in and coming down. I know, I've got stuff everywhere. It's going to take me a hot minute to clean up. I did work on my Solitude from Mystic Stitch. I don't know if I told y'all, when Kirsten and I did the 90-mile garage sale, at one of the places they had the actual print for this sitting out at one of the garage sales, framed and everything. I should have bought it. Could have hung them next to each other. And I'm down here on a new page. Those are watermarks. Don't worry about that because it'll get all washed before. It's not a stain I had tried to get some dirt off of the top part, and when I was letting it dry, it kind of ran down like that. So it doesn't matter, it'll all be covered anyway. But there's a couple hundred stitches in there on a new page. And that's about half as wide as the page is. It'll be like a little bit, tiny bit more. It's just a couple of columns under halfway. It's a narrow page, obviously. And then, out of Paula Vaughn's Quilts for All Seasons, I did work on June, for the Fridays in June, and it looks like this. Said before, I love a wedding ring quilt. And here is where I'm at on it. This one, these are the overalls hanging on the line. And I started here and stitched up and around like this. And I got over here and realized that I was off. So I was off somewhere around in here. So I had to pull all of that back out. And I got it back in, but then I had to go do something ridiculous, like go to work or something. That didn't seem right. But as you can see, that quilt is Confetti City. There's a lot of white and ecru that'll go in there to fill it in, but I don't think I've still got all the little colors in yet either. And then starting yesterday, no, Friday, being off on Friday is messing with my head. I don't know what day it is. Anyway, I worked on This Is the July quilt. And so I will be working on that one for Fridays this month. And here's where we are on it. I had the flag put in. I'm starting all of these in the middle because they're just, none of them like end on the edge or whatever. So the flag I had in when I started it, so I worked my way up and started on the wall of the house. This is the top right here. So it's working on this end right here. And I think next time I work on it next Friday, I'll try to get in a lot of this because that's big chunks of the same color. So that seems a little more doable. I don't know. I think that's everything I've stitched on. I think. What else? I did do some shopping. Not a lot. I was going to do, get in for, I can't even think. The Friday night fight or whatever. They were doing something. She was doing something different on Friday night. Or Friday afternoon. It started at 3 o'clock, I think. And, I was getting ready to set a timer and I was like, stop it. Stop it. You don't need anything else. And you're not honoring the money you've spent when you've got all of this stuff that, and I'm not talking just cross stitch, all of this stuff that remains undone. So I did not buy any new fabric from that. I did buy some new fabric. I'm looking for something for the new grandbaby's birth announcement thing. And so I got this one, and it's not showing up quite as pink as it is, and it's got the sparklies in it. And I like it. I like the fabric, but I'm not sure that that's what I want for this. So we'll have to see. I've got lots of fabric, and I have dye. I could just try to dye my own. It's not that big a deal. And then I finally did print out the 2 patterns I bought a while back because they were like, she was having a sale and they were like $2 a piece or less. I don't know, but you can't say no to that. So I got this one. How stinking cute is that? Neither one of these are actually round. The patterns are squares, but rectangles, I don't know, I didn't count, but it's framed round, so is the other one. But isn't that flippin' adorable? I know, it's full coverage. I need another one of those. And then I got this one. I love them both. So, they'll go into the box of things to be started. And since they'll go to the back, it'll probably be a year or two, but oh well. Whatever. I don't think I see anything else to talk about. Trying to think if there was anything else fun that has happened. Fun, like setting the stove on fire. No. Oh, I do know that last week, yeah, it was last week, having to watch Ryan while he had hand, foot, and mouth. One of the days while he was napping, I turned on their TV, and they have YouTube on their TV because they're not like us and they have internet in their home. But they don't offer internet out here unless you want like the dish, and we've tried that, and I got sick of listening to everybody complain about how slow it was, so I got rid of it because I'm not going to spend that kind of money for you to complain. But anyway, they have internet, so I was watching Flosstube on TV, and I'm either watching it on my phone or on my like 20-inch computer screen at the office. This is the first time I've watched it on TV, and for those of you who watch me on TV, I am horrified. I am absolutely horrified at the fact that somebody might be watching this face that big. I was watching Heather Confetti Stitcher. She was not horrifying. She actually has beautiful skin, I thought. And I do not. So, yeah, don't do that. Watch me on your phones. A little tiny, please. Yeah, I came home and I told Dax, I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. So there is that. I think that's it. As far as the garden goes, my morning glories are beautiful. My ultimate goal is to have morning glories down the whole fence line. That's a lot of fence line. Right now they're on one section and on the gate, but every year I'm hoping for expanded growth, and they look beautiful in the mornings I go out to look at them when they're blooming. And my potatoes and sweet potatoes are still coming along pretty good in my compost bin. If I was really trying to grow them on purpose, they probably wouldn't make it, but they sprouted on their own, so they're fighters. Something is chewing on one of them, but then I saw a bunch of bugs. I think that they weren't eating the leaves, but I think they were looking for the bugs eating the leaves, so I let them be. If I go out tomorrow and there are no leaves, I'll know it was a bad choice. But there you go, Taryn's Garden Adventures. I bought an African violet when I was at the store a couple of weeks ago, and y'all, I'm knocking on wood, it is still alive, so I'm very pleased. Okay, for real, I think that's all. Thank you, everyone, for your likes and comments. I appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't done it yet, what are you afraid of? And don't forget to contact me. Like I said, I think it's Anna Jane. It's ANA, I can't even read my own writing, ANAJAEN 9013. Send me an email, and in the meantime, I'll get to work getting that package all together. I think I have to dig through some things. But anyway, I have an idea. So that's always a plus. Thank y'all, and I'll see you here next time. Bye.